Our topic today is going to be cholera. So, what is cholera?
Cholera is a very deadly bacterial infection of the small intestine caused by the gram-negative bacterium Vibrio cholerae. People contract cholera by the ingestion of contaminated water and food. Cholera is mostly prevalent in developing countries, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, due to poor sanitation and improper sewage system. According to the World Health Organization, about 21,000 to 143,000 deaths take place each year out of the 1.3 to 4.0 million cases reported.
The cycle begins by the human ingesting contaminated food or water, and it goes through the body, causing vibrotoxins to be released in the small intestines, which causes the human to produce watery stew of feces and vomiting. The feces and the vomit go through the water supply, contaminating the water with Vibrio cholerae, thus increasing the chance for another person to contract the disease since they lack sewage systems and lack of water filtrations.
After Vibrio cholerae enters the body, it goes into the stomach and into the small intestine, producing a toxin called cholera toxin. Cholera toxin is made up of two peptides, namely A and B subunits. The AB subunits activate adenylate cyclase, which in turn increases the level of cyclic M in the host cell, causing electrolytes in the small intestine to be unbalanced due to the ration out of chloride ions and less entry of sodium ions, which leads to a huge outflow of water through the cells of the intestine, causing the host severe diarrhea, that is profuse watery stool, and also vomiting. When the diarrhea and vomiting is not treated immediately, it causes dehydration and eventually death.
It is believed that the immune response for cholera is found in the gastric mucosa, where power patches are located. The lymph nodes can produce local and systemic B cells in order to produce antibodies. According to Dr. Schreier, B cells must be activated by specific antigen to continue mitosis. B cells have immunoglobulin receptors for specific antigens that will activate that particular B cell. These antibody receptors are sometimes called B cell receptors. Once the specific antigen has bound to the surface receptor, usually detected by the T helper cells, B cells replicate and differentiate into plasma cells that secrete antibodies and or memory cells that allow this specific immune response to be stronger and faster the next time the antigen is present. According to WHO, 842,000 people are estimated to die each year from diarrhea as a result of unsafe drinking water, sanitation, and hand hygiene. Building proper sanitation facilities in countries that need them could help prevent cholera. Using soap and clean water after every use of the restroom will also help. Not to mention to cover up the food to prevent insects to land on them. Boiling water is a basic way to clean it. Making sure that every type of meat is cooked thoroughly, especially seafood. In the US, there are organizations to monitor the import of seafood and are inspected for quality and expected to meet the FDA standard.
Another method of prevention from contracting cholera, approved by the Food and Drug Administration in the United States, is by taking orally a single dose of a cholera vaccine called Vexcora. Vexcora has some side effects such as headache, abdominal pain, nausea, and vomiting, and having no appetite and diarrhea. Doctoral and Shincal are other cholera vaccines manufactured in India that are not used in the United States but are in the stages of being entirely approved by the World Health Organization. Vibrio cholerae induces severe watery diarrhea, vomiting, and leg cramps in infected people, leading to dehydration because of loss of fluid up to a liter every hour. It then leads to shock and eventually death without treatment.
The loss of body fluids needs to be replenished immediately. One way you can rehydrate yourself is by taking a small packet that contains sugar and salts. This packet is called oral rehydration salts, or ORS. It is a mixture consisting of salts and sugar meant to dissolve in 1 liter of clean, filtered water, then ingest. Those who are extremely dehydrated require administration of intravenous fluids. In addition, some may be issued antibiotics to reduce the span of diarrhea. Zinc supplements are given to children, usually the age of 5 or under, as a prevention against future outbreaks of acute diarrhea.
Information retrieved from the World Health Organization concludes that Africa has the most reported cases of cholera. Cholera cases were reported from 17 countries in Africa, 12 countries in Asia, 4 in the Americas, with only 1 reported from Oceania. Most people who are reported to have contracted cholera in the United States of America get it from traveling to international countries and encountering the bacterium Vibrio cholerae. Cholera is less prevalent in the United States of America because of the proper sewage systems, good water supply, and better sanitation here in the United States. In conclusion, cholera is caused by gram-negative bacterium called Vibrio cholerae that is usually contracted by eating contaminated food or drinking contaminated water. Cholera induces symptoms in infected people such as diarrhea and vomiting, leading to dehydration, which might cause hypovolemic shock and even death if left untreated. Hand washing is very effective in preventing other diseases, including cholera, along with covering food, drinking clean water, and not dumping fecal substances in water.